me, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to be pausing a bit. Oh, whoa. No. Oh. Hello, class. My name is Chang, and my case is called Fraud, Slavery, and Online Dating, the tragic case of Dr. Chang. Now, my goal is to inform you, the audience, of the St. John's fraud scandal of 2000. So, allow me to set the scene. The date. No, the time. 12 a.m. on a chilly December night. The place outside Sun Yat-sen building of St. John's University. A strange mass figure is creeping around St. John's University. Hold on. Outside St. John's University after office hours. Who could this nefarious character be? Why, none other than our main character in our drama, Dr. Cecilia Chang. And what is she doing after office hours, you ask? Why, nothing short of perpetrating the most heinous of quantifiable accounting crimes, fraud, in the first degree. Now, this probably isn't actually how it happened, but the rest of this project actually will report on nothing but facts, so you have that to look forward to. So, who are our related parties? Who are our related parties? Well, you already met the first one. Let me reintroduce to you the Dean of Mean, as her students called her, Dr. Cecilia Chang, Dean of the Center of Asian Studies. She would often travel overseas to raise money for St. John's University, and there is a nasty rumor out there that she may have killed her husband. You can look that up too. So who's next? Why, none other than St. John's University. Oh yeah, Mrs. Cecilia Chang. Now, St. John's University was probably the greatest victim. They were her employer, took the money. Anyway, so who's next? Well, we have the Global Development Initiative Foundation. Now, this was a non-for-profit organization created by Dr. Cecilia Chang in order to fool potential donors into donating to St. John's and actually pocket the money. St. John's didn't even know about this. So, it's true. But, so you think it's getting kind of crazy, right? Well, it's about to get a lot stranger when the Prince of Saudi Arabia hits the scene. Prince Alawi bin Talal. Actually, she didn't actually steal from the prince himself. She stole from his organization that he runs, which is the Alawi bin Talal Foundation. We'll get more of that later. Next, we also have, of course, you love them, Big Brother, the United States government. They were the primary investigators and prosecutors on this case. And you know who we're forgetting? We're forgetting about you guys. The St. John's students. Now, slaves. Why did you write slaves up there? Slaves? Well, let me tell you. Forced labor. She it's really crazy. So she would handpick students from international, China and stuff. And she would give them a scholarship to come here to study, but she would make them do like chores, drive her around, her son. She had to doctor documents for her. Like, I mean, it gets pretty ridiculous. Like, she made them bring her gambling money, like when she was like gambling in Kentucky and stuff. It's really funny. But anyway, if they tried to protest, if they wanted to get out of it, she would try to take their scholarship away and kick them out. So, there's that. And last but not least, we have Dr. Cecilia Chang's son, Stephen Chang, with no picture. But he obviously knew a lot about his mom's operations. The students testified that, he made them do chores too. He made them drive around, and he would insult them and call them things, bad words and stuff. But The funny thing about Stephen is that his school and rent and room and board and stuff was being paid by the misallocated funds stolen by Cecilia Chang. So there's definitely a connection here. But so what was the nature of the fraud? Well, to start, here's where we get a little wordy. Sorry, guys. She forged some documents with the help of her slaves. They would take bank statements that they would submit to the school. They would doctor them up so that she would get reimbursed for expenses. She paid for non-business related expenses with St. John's money. Things like gambling, Victoria's Secret's purchases, lavish meals, and even online dating. Seriously, it's there. But she would pay for these things using like company credit cards to get reimbursements, like by submitting those bogus bank statements from the Taishan Bank. We already talked about, she set up that fake organization, that global yada yada yada, But, I already mentioned this, but she was paying for Stephen Chan's tuition using the misallocated St. John's money. But the school actually found out about this and took the scholarship away, so she had to pay for the tuition with, her own money. So what'd she do? She calls up Taishan Bank, writes it out as a business expense, and there you go. Fraud. But, they don't find out until later. Anyway, so how much did she steal? Over $1 million. And $250,000 of that was from Prince Al-Walil's bin Talal's foundation, the Al-Walil bin Talal Foundation. So, how the heck did she get caught, guys? Hold your horses. And they're excited, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I'll listen for it. It's, typical, boring. But it's interesting. Chang's legal trouble started when an anonymous letter, written in Chinese, was sent to the St. John's Board of Trustees, detailing her wrongdoings. The school had conducted an audit and alerted the Queen's District Attorney's Office, which indicted her for alleged embezzlement, bribery, tax evasion, and making false statements to the FBI. So, she faces over 200, wait, how that slide? I don't know if I have a slide for that. 205 charges, including grand larceny, which alone could land her 25 years, forgery, criminal possession of forged instruments, falsifying records, and forced labor, for which she could face up to another 20 years. So in total, she's definitely expected to serve over 25 years. So our drama is almost complete, but it begs the question, how did this all end? On her last day of trial, Dr. Cecilia Chang took the stand against the advice of her legal team. This only served to incriminate her further, as she was only allowed to answer in yes or no questions. So basically, she admitted to forced labor, embezzlement, fraud, and this testimony was actually so outrageous. The people in the crowd, the judge, the jurors, everybody was just laughing at her. Even she was laughing at herself because it was just so ridiculous. So she gets home, and that's where she commits suicide. She tried before slashing her wrists and gassing herself in the oven, but she ended up hanging herself in the attic. And, the judge declared it a mistrial. So how could this have been prevented? Fraud is notoriously hard to catch, especially if the fraud committing criminal is competent and has a lot of help. Many times it depends on the whistleblower, as we've heard from my report and the other presentations that we've heard. But how could the school have prevented this? St. John's could have performed more rigorous internal audits and audited Dr. Cecilia Chang sooner. I mean, if her strange behavior wasn't a dead giveaway, it could have been, it could almost be like St. John's was turning a blind eye. I mean, that's what some people could speculate, but we'll never know. But St. John's should have checked her card statements for fraudulent charges. I mean, if you saw, you're hiring an employee to go over to, and you see like eHarmony charges, like Victoria's Secret, doesn't that raise some alarm bells? Not to mention her Taishan Bank thing too, that was pretty weird. Anyway, so, they could have also done a better job separating duties. She should have been able to handle the money and then just pocket the cash right away. That's a big one. But she did make that corporation on her own. You know, the school didn't even know about it. So there's a lot of, you know, nuances to this fraud. But anyway, hopefully you and the school have learned a lot of valuable lessons from this incident, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.